Guys, it's me. It is Queen Aset Haru, and thank you for joining me on this new moon for another edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit that red subscribe button and smack the bell. All right, guys, let's get started. So, someone asked me, what should you do if you find out your lover, spouse, husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, significant other, let's put it like that, has cheated on you? Now, this is somebody that the two of you have come together and you have made a decision to have a monogamous relationship. Remember, you can have whatever kind of relationship you want, but once you decide on it, unless you decide to renegotiate, you need to stick to what you promised your lover. So if you promised your lover polyamory, then that's what y'all gonna do until y'all decide to do something else. A polyamorous relationship, and unless y'all decide to do something else. If you promised your lover monogamy, then that's what you should do until you decide to do something else. I think it's pretty much a no-brainer. Sometimes people say to me, if you're not married, then you're single. No, that's not true. If you're promising somebody that you're going to do something, you keep your promise or you don't make the promise. You can't just say, I'm not married, so I'm single. If you're going to say that, then you need to man up and tell that to your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your lover, whatever the case is. They shouldn't be expecting you to be monogamous. They should not have the expectation of monogamy. If you really feel like that, then you need to talk up. You need to have some integrity and talk up and say, hey, I feel like until I'm married, I'm single. Basically what you're saying is you have an open relationship. And if the other person is cool with that, then great. If they're not cool with that, then y'all need to make another arrangement. And maybe y'all just not going to make it at all. But have some integrity and give them the option. So let's get back to this concept. So, all right, you've promised this person you're going to be faithful, monogamous. They've promised you the same thing. A couple months, couple years later, you find out that's not what has happened. You've been faithful, but they haven't. They've been doing whatever they've been doing. Anything from emotional cheating, which is like, talking to somebody online, giving somebody time, all the way to they are having an actual full-blown sexual encounter that they're hiding from you. Okay? So you find out that's going on. So the question is, what should you do about it? Well, first and foremost, you have a really big problem because, like I said before, you have somebody in your life that you are in love with or loving or being with or committed to because you told them you're committed to them. So you've committed to a person who has no integrity. That's your first problem, because a person with no integrity is going to find a way to do whatever they want and justify it. So this is just one thing they've done to you. They've cheated. This is really not even the worst it can get because if they have no integrity, they can do anything. They can steal from you. They can try to harm you. They can do just about anything. A person with no integrity does whatever they want to do whenever they want to do it if they feel like doing it. So your first problem is you are dealing with someone with no integrity. So your first thing is you need to take a look at that, because what do you do when someone cheats on you? You address it. You address it immediately. I know some people who've been cheated on and they just let it slide. They just, let it slide, didn't say anything about it, let it go on. Some people ignore it. Some people go cheat themselves. I've seen a lot of unhealthy, dysfunctional ways of dealing with it. But ignoring it or cheating too, or any of those kind of, things are really not productive, and they're not going to get you what you want. They're not going to get you a good relationship. So the first thing you have to do is decide what it is that you want from this. Now, me personally, if I found out someone cheated on me, everything that I feel for them is going to become very compromised. As an Aquarius, I'm going to probably shut off very quickly, and that relationship is probably 9 times out of 10 over. Now, Can a couple recover from infidelity? Yes, some couples have recovered from infidelity. You can go to therapy, you can go to couples therapy together. You can work through that. You can forgive the person can earn your trust back, and you can move on. But that has to say that you're both on the same page. The infidelity has already occurred. So what's going to stop it from occurring again? What is going to change here? So you and your partner have to figure out why the infidelity took place. And you can't internalize it like it's your fault. Infidelity is that person's fault. It's on the fault of the person who did it. They're the one who lacks the integrity to see that what they did is fucked up. Because they deceived you and broke your trust. They could have just been honest and said, I don't want a monogamous relationship. And that's really the bottom line. So that's your first issue, is dealing with the fact of what do you want to do? Do you want to stay in this relationship? If you want to stay in the relationship, then the two of you need to have a mediator, a therapist, an outside person help you work through why the affair happened in the first place. And again, you as the person who was cheated on cannot internalize it that it was you. Because like I said before, it stems from a lack of integrity, number one, bottom line. Because if a person doesn't have a lack of integrity, they're not going to have an affair. They're going to find a productive way to deal with whatever the problem is. Okay? And remember, like I said, a lot of people, women and men, blame it on themselves. Beyonce, Halle Berry, two of the most beautiful women that I've ever seen in my life, both were cheated on very publicly. And the one thing I said when I saw that on TV, I was like, if they can get cheated on, it's not about the person, because we're looking at two powerhouse females, two of the most beautiful women in the world, at different times have been voted the most beautiful women in the world. You know, both successful careers, both received all kinds of awards and accolades. So if these powerhouse women are not enough for the men that they were with, then I'm like, shit, don't nobody stand a chance. Nobody, male or female, stands a chance. Because infidelity and cheating is not about the person that you're with. It's about you. If I cheat on someone, it's because something in me is inadequate. Something in me is lacking integrity. Something in me. Even if that person, somebody once told me they cheated because their wife wasn't giving them enough sex. That was his excuse. Because, you know, people always got a good excuse. It's always sex or money or affection or time or something. And I said, then you needed to address the issue that you were having with your wife, not get a third party to now complicate the issue. So you address the issue. You address the fact that the infidelity has happened. You address why it happened. And if you truly love this person and they're willing to change, like you may need to, maybe you'll decide to have an open relationship. Maybe this person will decide to fix whatever is inside of them that's broken that made them do something so heinous. So you guys have to figure out what it is and then fix it. Maybe your husband or your wife has a sex addiction. Maybe they need to be treated for a sex addiction. It's a lot of reasons why infidelity happens. So you have to first pinpoint the why. Once you get the why down, then you can decide if you want to stick by that person to deal with the issues and work through them. If they have a sex addiction, do you want to stand by them while they go through therapy and rebuild the trust in your relationship? If they cheat because they're just a person with no integrity that just doesn't care, then do you really want to be in a relationship with a person with no integrity who really doesn't care about your feelings? You got to think about these kind of things. And then come on the other side, do the work. The other side is the work. So the work is, if you're going to leave, you have to do the work to move on. If you're going to stay, you have to do the work to stay. You know? And that's why I said I wouldn't ignore it, because if you ignore it, it's only going to continue. See, a lot of people don't take control of their lives, and what happens is that their lives spiral out of control. And this is an area that I see it with men and women. I see men and women go through this. So my thing is, in any relationship, you have two choices: fix it or move the fuck on. Seriously, those are your two choices: fix it or move on. Anything else is a waste of time. If you're not going to fix it, if you're not going to find a way, if you're not going to work together, then you're wasting your time. So if your lover has cheated on you and you have found out, you have those two options: find out why the situation happened, decide if and how the two of you can work on it, and commence upon working on it. Otherwise, you're wasting your time and your energy, and you might as well pack up and just go, because eventually it's going to happen again. And something else worse could happen. You know, the first time it could be infidelity. The next time there could be a baby involved. The next time they could get HIV and bring it home to you. You never know with these kind of things. They have a tendency to escalate, though. They don't have a tendency to cheat and then never do it again. Once they get away with it, it's good to them. It's good to them once they get away with it. And they're going to 9 times out of 10 keep on in a lot of cases, you know? And like I said before, even if they never cheat again, you're dealing with somebody who is lacking in integrity. So maybe they don't cheat again, but will they do something else to you? Those are the questions you have to ask yourself. But go through that thought process and make a decision about what you want to do moving forward. So in my opinion, that's what you do when someone cheats on you. You sit down and you make some really difficult decisions. Okay? All right, guys, I want to say hello to Lynn. Yesterday, I was talking to Lynn and I was so exhausted, and I was typing to her, and she's one of our subscribers here, and I thought I was talking to somebody else. I was exhausted. I was just discombobulated. So, hey, Lynn, thanks for putting up with me. All right, guys, if you want to send me a love donation, I will leave my PayPal. If you would like to send me a gift, I will leave my Amazon wish list. If you would like to get a tarot or an oracle card reading, you can feel free to email me. If you would like me to answer a free general question, please email me. And I'll also leave my social media. If you're on Facebook or Instagram, feel free to drop me a message. And I'm behind in my emails. I have a couple letters that I need to address. So if you've sent me a letter, know that I'm working on them. Okay? All right, guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you know somebody who's going through this, please send them this video and tell them I said 2 choices: work on it or route. Kiss the curb. Keep it moving, you know? It's not an easy thing. It's not a happy thing. But it is something that you can work out. See you later.